So guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm checking in on the chocolate orange porter because it wasn't very orangey. Orangey? Orangey. Yeah, orangey. You heard it here first. Ooh, lots of bubbles. Sorry if you can hear the kids eating. They're very noisy eaters. Even more bubbles than there was the first time, maybe. That bag there's got the hops in. I'm gonna give this a wee taste to see what's the... Be gone. You are in the way. I'm taking a hydrometer reading on the chocolate orange stout, which wasn't very orangey. I did put another 3 oranges in, well, the juice of 3 oranges, to try and get that flavour. And I'm going to taste it as well as the hydrometer reading. And if it doesn't work, I am going to be adding this packet. It doesn't say how much it is in weight. I think it's about 50 grams of dried oranges, along with a bottle of essence. And hopefully that will give me exactly what I want. So let's fill the tubaroonie up. Checking the gravity at the same time just to see what is going on, so to speak. And I think, judging by the note, it looks like we're on exactly the same gravity that we were on. So let's see if it tastes any more orangey. It's definitely got a very, very, very deep chocolate, which I picked up last time. No orange in there, and if it is, it's very, very subtle. And I'm going to have to throw that now, what I've taken out, because I haven't sterilised that and I'm not willing to put it back in. Okie dokie, so in with the essence, just like that. Now how much essence was that, just for knowledge? 35 ml of Valencia orange essence. And also going in is some dried oranges. Look how flipping cool they look. Sweet. Now at this point, do I take the hot bag out or do I leave it in? I think I leave it in. I'm going to turn it over just as some of it gets the bar that's not in the air. Right, so all of these are going in. Just going to lay them out over the top. Hopefully they end up giving some really nice flavour. Like I say, I've never put fruit like this in a beer before, so it's hit and miss. It might work. I mean, they smell exactly how I want this to taste. It's really good. So you get in there. Oh, one in the bucket. They are food grade, so they should be perfectly safe. Should be perfectly safe to be in here. Hopefully sink down to the bottom and give us some flavour. And there we go. That's that. I'm going to put the lid back on and let it sit for a little bit longer, maybe a few days. Taste it again, see where we're at. And I'm tempted to give it a stir. I might not. Do you know what? It's finished fermenting. I'm putting that back in. I've only used it today already and it's been cleaned. And then I'll use the hydrometer to give it a stir. Just because I know I'm going to be kicking up some of that sediment at the bottom, but I really want this flavour to get going. I don't want it to just be sat there doing that. I want a bit of movement, so it's a risk I'm willing to take. Adios. So I am listening to Municipal Waste, and I'm about to bottle this chocolate orange porter. It's ready. We've had no more activity in here, and yes, so it's ready to do. I've washed all the bottles out, sterilised them. They're all lined up, ready to rock and roll, and we're gonna get this bottled.
No more, together we destroy, and I will let the ruin the one thing I enjoy.
So yeah, that's that. Woohoo!
And I will let the ruin the one thing I enjoy.
So you may already know what priming is. If you do, bear with me, or just skip this bit. I do it naturally by adding a tiny bit of sugar. Restarts the fermentation. The bubbles from the fermentation can't leave the vessel. Said vessel is the bottle, and therefore it is forced to go into the liquid. For that, all you need is sugar. You can use table sugar, but I use brewing sugar. I've also been known to use brew enhancer with mixed results. You will need what I haven't got out the cupboard already, which is a funnel. Take your bottles, line them all up. I'll do a couple on camera and then I'll do the rest off camera. So I've just bottled 32 bottles of a chocolate orange stout that I've done. So get yourself a teaspoon measurer. These are brilliant. It'll allow you to get each one nearly exactly the same. And you just pop it in, give it a tap, move over to the next one, level it off, like so, give it a tap, move to the next one, and you do this for every single bottle. I wouldn't use more than a half a teaspoon because you'll have an overly bubbly beverage, and because these are going to be bottle conditioned, they're going to clear out inside the bottles. So as soon as you hit that, as soon as you open that bottle, what will happen is if there's excess fizz, it'll all just rush up to the top and it will bring up all that stuff that's been settling on the bottom, thus making the beer not drinkable at that time. And you'd have to close the lid back off and probably wait about another week for it to chill out again. So lid's on, tip it upside down, back down, same again with the others, and repeat the process with every single bottle that you've done. And that's how we prime. And these should be lightly sparkling chocolate orange stouts. Tip top. Now I'm going to do the rest of it. So that is the rest of those bottles now primed, all laid out here. You can't see them obviously, but they're all here. They're going to sit for about a week at room temperature. Then they're going to be taken somewhere cool to clear out, ready for drinking in about a month. I've tried to mature them for about a month. You just get a better rounded beer. Right, so here comes to the last part of this. So this is the chocolate orange stout, but I've only got about half a bottle. So we're going to do an experiment. I'm not going to waste it. If I left it like that, it'd go bad because of the oxygen. Well, it'd possibly go bad because of the oxygen that's in there. So I am armed with a bottle of my first ever mead called The Devil Made Me Brew It. Now this is nearly a year old. What are we on now? March, April, May. So in 2 months that'll be a year old. It tasted really good when I tried it the first time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of this to this chocolate orange porter. Just to see what it's like. See what it tastes like. It could be good. But I'm not just going that way. I'm going to add some Jack Daniels as well. Because I quite like whiskey. I'm not a major fan of Jack Daniels anymore. I used to be, but I've had much better bourbons. So, yeah. My mum, God bless her, she bought me this for birthday. Get one every year. So, I'm going to do... Looking at that, that looks at about just over halfway. So, I'm going to need about 300 ml. So I'm going to do 150 ml of each. Now that's probably a bad idea because of the whiskey. I'm going to do 200 ml of the mead. And then I'm going to do, that's too big. Yeah, 200 ml of the mead. And then 100 ml of the Jack Daniels. And I'm going to close it up. I'm not even going to prime it because it's only for the taste test to see if it actually tastes nice at all. So that's 100 ml. I've got to try and do it nice and carefully as to not oxygenate. It could taste like complete rabble. So that's 100 ml in. Let's have a look where we're at. Yeah, I think 200 and then 100. Or whatever else I can fit in after the other 100 mils in. Alright, close that back off and that can go back out to the storage. Do some crazy things. Like try and change a orange porter, try and change a Baltic porter beer kit to a chocolate orange porter beer kit. Right, so we may be just shy of the 100 mils with the whiskey. So let's have a look at 60 mil. Try and get that in. Need to leave a bit of neck room. Although no, I don't really. Because I'm not carbonating it. Okay, 60 ml of whiskey. And I am going to just close it up. It's already been, I've stuck a label on it and I'm going to write on it straight away so that I don't end up giving it to a mate and then being like, what the hell is that? I'm going to let it mix so that they're not all just sat together on top of each other. And I'm just going to call it Expo. Choc, orange, mead, and whiskey. And I'll keep that one separate for my consumption only. Yeah. Beats wasting it. You never know. Could create something marvellous. So the thing that's given me the idea is this mead, or so it's not actually a mead per se. It's actually a wine. Now I wasn't really keen on the idea of it being a wine, but it's called a black beer and honey. Now I like mead. So it uses, without going and reading the whole damn thing, it's got rum, stout, and their own mead honey, a legendary spirit and a delicacy of our meads. So it's basically their Lindisfarne mead with stout and rum in. So if that's the way forward, that's what made me think about, you know, topping it up with other things and see how it goes. Right, so that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Take it easy and I'll see you soon.